Welcome back guys, it's Elwood here from Not So Serious Gaming. Today I'll be showing you the full Easter egg guide to Shoot House created by Chicken Hat Man. Oh my god, it's a chicken with a hat, but it's a man! There's a lot of steps that can be done in any order, however the main Easter egg cannot be completed until a few side steps are done. So I'll be showing you this guide in order to how I was able to complete the Easter egg. Pack-a-Punch. Step 1. When you get to round 3, this 115 rock will start singing and dancing in the spawn area. Well, it's only in the spawn area if you haven't opened any other doors. After 10 seconds, it will become activated, and you must get a set amount of kills before the countdown stops. If done correctly, it will drop a part that you need for the landing pad, and reward you with a perk machine. After completing the first one, there'll be 2 more to do to get 2 more parts. However, they tend to be activated every 3 to 4 rounds, so you will need to wait until they're activated. Then just protect them and feed them more souls. From here on out, they will continue to activate. If you're able to do them perfectly, you'll be given an extra perk slot and it will drop down with a new perk machine. Step 2. Whilst you're doing this, you can also make a start on the next step, and that simply is just call for an evac at the bench with the radio in the supply depot area. You'll have to stay close to this, otherwise you'll have to reinitiate the call. Step 3. Roughly 2 rounds after calling the evac, you'll hear a horn and you'll see a massive Zeppelin airship approach in the sky. Head back over to the evac bench and request the hatch to be opened. This is the same process as the previous steps, so just stay close by. Step 4. Insert the 3 parts that you're able to collect when filling up the soul boxes into the landing pad in the supply depot area. Step 5. Grab the fuel canister from the fountain in the middle of the map. This can spawn in on the fountain, just next to it, just over by this debris, and just anywhere really in this area. Then just use the fuel on the generator in the generator yard. This will power up the jump pad. Step 6. Shoot the 4 red explosive tubes off the Zeppelin in the sky. You know you're doing it correctly because you'll be shown the hit markers. Step 7. Use the launch pad in the supply depot, then go upstairs in the Zeppelin and you'll find the Pack-a-Punch machine. Voltegewehr? The wonder weapon. This can be started at any point, however you must wait for the wraps rounds before you're able to get the final part. Step 1. Now you need to find a shovel. One of them's just in the generator area, just leaning up on the wall here. One's over by the evac table, just over on the right side here. One's inside the bunker, just by the wonder weapon table, just here by the other door. The last location is by the giant 115 rock, just to the left hand side of the shield bench. Step 2. Now you have the shovel, dig every spot until you're able to find the first 3 parts. This will take many rounds to complete. Step 3. The 4th and final part will only spawn in once you've taken out the first squad of wraps, so kill them and pick this up. Step 4. Head up inside the bunker, and just on this table here you can craft the wonder weapon. Step 5. Using the fuel canister again, turn on the power in the generator yard. You can do this 1 time per round, so if you ever mess anything up you can go back, grab the canister and you can try again. Step 6. You must kill 30 zombies next to the workbench while the power is activated so it will become electrified. Then simply interact with the wonder weapon and it will disappear. This is because a zombie ate it and has now become an electrified zombie. Find this zombie and kill it so you can take your weapon. It will have a bit more health, so just be aware. You now have the wonder weapon. Punch card number 1. The first punch card can be picked up in a few locations from inside the Zeppelin airship, just after you built the first jump pad. The first jump pad? The only jump pad. On the top section, just on these crates here, over to the left hand side of Pack-a-Punch. Just on the catwalk here to the right side of Pack-a-Punch. And just here on the catwalk, just in front of the Pack-a-Punch. Punch card 2. Step 1. Pack-a-Punch a regular gun. Step 2. You now have to look for a valve with steam coming out of it. There may be also a faint hissing noise. Shoot the valve and the steam will stop and it will start coming out another valve. Just simply rinse and repeat this until all the valves in the Zeppelin have been shot. You're waiting for steam to be coming out the valve over by the Zeppelin exit hatch. Once it does, just simply press this button at the bottom of the payload to send the punch card into the map. Step 3. Head back into the map so you can retrieve the card. This is in the bomb street just to left hand side of the spawn area. Flare gun. You now have to place both punch cards in the terminals besides this door just in the bottom of the Zeppelin. Head up to the top floor just on the catwalk and press this switch over on the right hand side. This will start a lockdown. Survive this crazy lockdown that has a mixture of zombies, wraps and 1 panzer. When you finally killed enough zombies, this door will open and you can go in and grab the flare gun, and it's a nice new snazzy monkey bomb, but it's a flare gun. Okay, now it's time for the Easter egg. The first 2 steps can't actually be completed until you've done the side Easter egg, which is the wonder weapon and how to get the flare gun. I don't know why, but things just won't be triggered. Trust me, I tried. Step 1. Fuses. 2 fuses are needed for this fuse box. You can find it just in the bottom of the Zeppelin. Step 1. The first fuse can be obtained by using the wraps power up. This is the new power up that will only drop in after you first take out the wraps. Pick this up and head over to where you craft the shield. There'll be a window to the left hand side that you can jump out of. You then need to make your way between these two buildings down this burning street. You'll end up at a tree that has a glowing effect on it. Simply jump up and detonate your wraps right here. This will cause the fuse to now spawn in on a crate just next to the spawn room. Step 2. The second fuse can be shot with a pack-a-punch gun from this pipe just at the exit hatch in the Zeppelin. Shooting it will cause it to fall into the map and be lost within the mud. Step 3. Now shoot the 115 rock near the shield workbench. Make sure you do this with the new wonder weapon. You have to shoot it about 3 times so it will become electrified and it will cue a sound. Well, at least I think it's 3 times. Either that or I just have some terrible aim. Step 4. Thanks to Pancake's video, because I couldn't actually figure this out, you now actually have to shoot this metal rod on this roof, and it will also trigger the effect again, but you must make sure you shoot this with a pack-a-punch weapon. Step 5. Hold up a group of zombies and shoot them with the new wonder weapon. Now switch to any other gun and shoot them, causing the group to explode. Once you've done it enough times, it will cue in the same audio music, letting you know you've completed this step. This can actually be done anywhere in the map. Step 6. 3 puddles around the map will now be engulfed within blue flames. They're quite easy to see, and what you must do is shoot a zombie with the new wonder weapon again, lure him inside this fiery mist, and then shoot him with another weapon. This will cause him to explode and an orb will appear that you must kill zombies while you're standing within this. Once you've done it, a max ammo will spawn in and then you can move on to the next location. Do this to the 3 fire pits around the map. Step 7. For this step you must make sure you have the golden shovel. I think you have to dig around 20 to 30 spots, so make sure you're doing that throughout the whole game. Approach a dig spot with the wonder weapon and shoot it, causing it to become electrified. Dig this up and a fuse should now appear and you can pick it up. Head back up to the Zeppelin and place them inside the fuse box. Step 2. The power switches. At the beginning of the game, a power switch spawned in around the map. You can actually collect this at any point throughout the game, but this is when you need it. There's another location just opposite the Bowie knife underneath the bunker. Another location is on a patch of snow just outside the water basin with the gemstone inside of it, just next to spawn. Next to the carriage which has been turned over in the supply depot. On top of the crate by the giant 115 rock. Just on this obstruction here, you can see it as you're about to enter the 115 area. Just on the corner here, just on top of the generator you use for power. Now you have this switch, head back up onto the Zeppelin and place it on this machine here. Now you've placed it, interact with it and then head down to where you got the flare gun and interact with this power switch here. If done correctly, they'll both stay pulled down. Step 3. Blue Vials. Step 1. On the ground floor of the Zeppelin, look right and left and you can see that there's 4 lights on each wall. One of them will be sparking blue. Shoot this light with a pack-a-punch gun and then quickly shoot the next light. This will happen 7 more times and you have to do it very quickly or you have to start again. Just listen out for the noise audio cues and you'll know whether you failed it or succeeded. If you've succeeded, the light will stop flashing. If it does get reset though, you can simply just start again. Just make sure you have a crawler or 2 and it'll make it a bit easier. Step 3. 3 vials will now be scattered in across the map. They will all make a weird humming noise when you get close to them, but you must make sure you pick them up in a set order, because if you do this wrong you will lose a clip of ammo. The possible locations that I was able to find, one's just on the carriage in the area with the giant 115 element, one's in the bucket just to the right hand side of the spawn area, in the supply depot area just to the right hand side of the table in the far corner just on this crate here, on the windowsill in the bomb street area, just on the floor next to where you craft the wonder weapon. And I'm sure there's much more. Step 3. Now you have all 3 vials, jump back up onto the Zeppelin. There's actually 3 cell boxes here that you must interact with and the light will turn on. One's at the top of the staircase just here. One's on the ground floor just over by PhD. The last one is on the left side of the room that opens up for the lockdown, just here. When you interact with it, it will light up and you must now kill zombies by them. It will consume their souls and once done, an electric effects will now be triggering. Simply interact with this and the vial will appear on top of the soul box, shoot it to break it and then move on to the next one, but I do believe you can actually do these in any order and all at the same time. Step 4. After completing all 3 of these, repack-a-punch a gun. This will now actually cost you 6k and it will drop a key on the floor just on the ground just outside the pack-a-punch. There's no glowing effect or anything and it's kind of hard to see, so make sure you don't kill loads of zombies here so you can make sure you pick it up. Step 5. You can now use the key on the gate to the left hand side of the where you leave the Zeppelin, and this will allow you access to the workshop area. If you continue all the way through this and down into the basement, you can interact with this door and wait a lifetime for it to open. But hey, you can now walk inside and trigger the boss fight. Step 4, the boss fight. So you've held F to the point of no return. We'll now go back to the Pack-a-Punch area. An invincible panzer will spawn in, and you must lead this panzer to the single soul box that is now electrified, and you gotta wait for him to shoot it, so a blue bubble will spawn in. Once the panzer's inside this blue bubble, you can shoot this and it will actually trigger it for damage. However, shooting at any point when it's not in this bubble, it won't take any damage at all. Once the blue bubble disappears, move on to the next electrified soul box, get the panzer to shoot it, the blue bubble will now appear, get him to walk inside of it and cause as much damage as you can. Rinse and repeat until you've taken out the panzer. Well done, you now have finally completed the Easter egg. Well, that's what they want you to think. When you jump back off the Zeppelin, you're now taken to this new area where you must repeat this process with the soul boxes, but this time it's against 2 panzers. And to be honest, once you're done, I could only see the option to go back to the original map or push for rounds here, so this must be the end. There are a few side Easter eggs, which I'm only going to show you a few of them right now. Free Perk. Stay inside the Zeppelin and survive for 5 rounds. Go to where you would exit the Zeppelin and a free perk power up and a max ammo should now be there waiting for your taking. Shield locations. There's always seems to be one part in this house that you must open, so just keep vigilant. It can be next to the gramophone, can also be round here on this table here, and it can be just over here. The visor part can always be found in the bunker. I found it up in the window here, just over on the floor here, and just over here. And the body of the shield can be found over in the supply depot. I found it just here to the left hand side of the bench. I found it just at the far end over here. You can now craft this in the 115 area just where the massive rock is. I hope you all have enjoyed this guide. I know I really enjoyed making it. This has been Elwood from Not So Serious Gaming. I hope you have a great morning, evening, night, whatever time of day it is. Hope you have a great one and peace out.
The fuck was that?